But how do you know the religion starts before the first dynasty, before Menzies? Because in El Omari, there's a Neolithic pre-dynastic fucking artifact. It's called a fucking staff. You ever heard of a staff? You know what the fuck a staff is? The Heka staff, the Waz scepter. Hello. Think. Okay? The shepherd's crook. Who's the great shepherd? The Pharaoh. Because he had the Heka scepter, which is the shepherd's crook. I gotta explain everything to you, motherfuckers. Jesus was referring to, he had the bloodline of the Pharaoh. He was related to Judah and Joseph. He was the Pharaoh, the king of the kings, the king of the Jews. He held the Hepa. He held the Heka scepter. He held the Waz scepter. He held the flail. Remember the Uraeus? In your search to try to find out who is Heru and who is horakhty, you should have came across the Uraeus, which is an image of a rearing cobra. Remember, the staffs themselves refer to minor deities, like the ithyphallic deities, like men. Okay, if you go to different Egyptian sites, that's in my notes. It's it's neither here nor there, but what is the fact that the Waz scepter was used all the way through the Egyptian history. So, if the guy is holding the Ankh and the Waz scepter, then what does it mean? Well, the Ankh by itself doesn't mean anything. But coupled with the Waz scepter, it means you have not only eternal life, but you have a sort of amulet that gives you power and making sure that your family who are passed away are okay. It had to do with the funerary rituals. You know how they used to read the hymns, the epitaphs, the psalms, the spells, the hieroglyphs in the Book of the Dead. They used to read these ritual sayings, ritual psalms, ritual religious doctrine, religious documents, and memorize spells over the dead. And certain things gave them power. So what is a magic wand? A magic wand is an ancient Egyptian Waz scepter, which goes back to the Neolithic period and pre-Neolithic periods. Way the fuck back. We're talking there was humanoids carrying these motherfuckers, or the prerequisite, the precursor of it. So, what do we see? Well, when I asked you to look at the difference, see this one right here is your horakhty with Osiris that I showed you in the last video, and look what he's in his hand. The Waz scepter and the Ankh. Right? Now look what's on his face. Because I know this is, when I first gave you the challenge to do it, I realized it's probably a little bit harder than I thought it was. So, here is Heru. It's a drawing. As you can see, he is wearing what the Pharaoh would wear as well. Look at the type of crown he's wearing. Remember I told you about the difference between the Upper and Lower Egypt? And remember I told you that the temple of Heru at Edfu is by Aswan in Upper Egypt, which is basically the bottom part of Egypt. So, when we're talking about the difference between horakhty and Heru, I just pointed out several things that are going to help you determine what time period we're talking about. So when you see him depicted, if he's holding a staff or an object, or he's depicted in a certain way that has to do with the foreign periods. It has to do with who was worshiping who. Like the 5th dynasty building the temples of Ra, even though the 1st dynasty was worshiping Ra, but there was a period in the 2nd dynasty where Ra is not present. And then he reemerges later. So it has to do with what they're carrying, with their headdresses, with the symbols of their gods, the snakes, the symbols of Upper and Lower Egypt. And it also has to do with the fact that they're going to have the falcon head, which refers to the hawk head. A lot of you say, why is the hawk and the falcon and the eagle the same? Well, I'll tell you why it's the same, you fool. I'm so sick of the morons saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Some moron had the nerve to tell me that the beast in Revelations, that Rahab, had nothing to do with the mammals. That he's a regular amphibian. That beast with 10 fucking heads. No. Let me show you. Speaking of beasts with 10 fucking heads, let's go there right now. Let me dig up this fucking picture. Alright, look at this. This is an Asian dragon, right? And what is here? Again, Chinese fucking dragon. Nothing out of the ordinary with that, right? We all know Asian dragons, one of the year of the dragon, blah, 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 Chinese fucking zodiac. Yeah, I don't give a shit. We go to the next one. We have the 9 dragon wall pick. But what dragon is that? What dragon is that? The Wu Temple dragon. I believe that's in Taiwan. I could be mistaken. Then you have the Russian Slavic Ivan dragon. It has 3 heads. 3 fucking heads. Then you have the early Nguyen Dynasty flag from Vietnam that has the rising sun in the country that has the dragons. So there's your Vietnam occult symbolism connection to the dragon. Now remember, where was Heru worshipped almost exclusively? Okay, he was also known as Horus and Nekini, meaning the falcon. But where was he worshipped? At Nekhin, which meant what? The city of the hawk. So what's the difference between Nekini and Nekhin? It's the same fucking thing. So the falcon is the dragon. Excuse me, not the dragon. Fuck the dragon. The falcon is the hawk. And why is the falcon and the hawk synonymous with the eagle? Don't make me go there with you, don't ever question me, you fools. This is why. The Byzantine eagle has 2 heads. So a multi-headed bird, just like the dragon. But by itself doesn't mean nothing, right? But when you couple it with the Imperial Guard in the Louvre des Antiquaires of France, you have the dragon. You have the eagle, and it's looking to the left. It's looking to the left. And then, when you take the eagle of Rome, the vexilloid of the Roman Empire, the eagle of Rome, the eagle of the Native Americans, and the eagle of the United States government. So, who is the dragon? The dragon is the people who represent the dragon. Apophis, Apep. Who are they? Well, this is a picture of many different birds, many different eagles, all over the world. I got most of these pictures from Wikipedia. Like I always say, they do a good job of compiling the pictures and giving you a general view of the information, but not the kind of view you need to see the more important details. You have to mix the conspiracy with the little wiki, with the what you learn in school. You have to mix it all together and sort through all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? All that is the earth where the gold is hidden. And you have to sort through all the bullshit, extract all the gold, piece it together, and voila, you have the mansion of God. And you have to piece it together at the source. Now, you go through the Judeo-Christian scriptures, like the Christian art from St. John the Evangelist. I'm so used to saying evangelical, talking shit. Okay, so St. John the Evangelist. Okay? Now, I have connected Heru, Nekheni, with Nekhen, with Byzantine, with Greece, with Babylon, with the Native American migration in the Nubian dynasty, with the American symbol on the flag, with the symbol of Rome and the symbol of France and the symbol of the Slavic Empire. You see what the fuck I just did. Okay? Now, I don't want any of you bootlickers to sit there and tell me, oh, he said Heru was an eagle. Oh, he said Heru was a falcon. He said Heru was a hawk. Notice when I made my video of things that I did wrong, I didn't include Heru because I've always been right about Heru. Because Heru flies around my fucking house, motherfucker. Because I know Heru and you don't. Thank you.